I'm Khiara, and this is Adam. We've been sailing for the past 2 years on our boat, the Millennial Falcon. Subscribe, and thanks for watching.
We're here! Finally! It took us overall about a day and a half to get here, which was great. We got here at about midnight, just as we were coming in, probably about an hour before we were coming in. We heard, or Adam kind of looked out onto the main, and he'd been saying for about half an hour, maybe about 20 minutes before then, he was saying like, I might need to take a reef now. It's about 24 knots. We had a full main up, but we'd put our jib and staysail away because we were motoring. And we had the full main up, and he was like, we should probably maybe take a reef soon, I'm not sure. Looked at it for a little while.
I was definitely sure.
He was definitely sure.
We were so close.
We were so, as I said, we were literally about an hour away from anchoring. And the clew on the mainsail broke off. So the bit of webbing that holds that sail to the outhaul, that broke off. So if Adam would let me fix it, it would be an easy fix. But understandably, he does not really trust my sewing skills very well. So we are just going to go today and just speak to a sailmaker, possibly also ask him about putting in a third reef. But in other news, we are in Bequia, as I mentioned, and I've already seen my family. It was at 7:30 this morning. I woke up and I saw a call on my phone and it was them. And they were like, which boat are you? Which boat are you? They were standing on shore right opposite. And I had the hardest time seeing them. I was like, I do not know where you are. They're like, look for mum's pink top. Immediately I was like, I can see you, there you are. So they're already there, they're already stalking us. We've got to put the dinghy in the water and we're going to go and meet them for some breakfast. So yeah, it was a good day over, it's a good morning so far, and it's only 8 o'clock.
Last time we were here, holding was okay. It wasn't great, but we had the Bruce. Now we have the new Rockner. I'm gonna go dive the anchor and see if it performs any better than the Bruce did. Looks good to me. Looks very good to me. Beautiful sandy bottom. Much better than last time. But it's not really a commentary on the anchor when you're just in better holding strand and whatnot. So, alright, all is well.
Guys came running up on the jetty to see us. Adam threw me the GoPro to capture the moment, and I was like, "What?" Batting his black thing out of my face. It was the camera. A GoPro! Yay! First catch of the trip.
Is that the only thing I'm going to catch this year? Oh wow, civilization. No. This is how the other side lives. No, this is horrible. Why are you slumming it like this? You're better than this, Nona.
My sister Sancha and mum Nona had arrived from Australia and were going to be staying with us on the boat for a few weeks.
Alright, so we went out for some breakfast with the family, and then we came back, took this beast down, which was not easy, and now we're just going over to the local sailmakers to try to get it fixed up, patched up. They said they should be able to do it today, but we've seen a few other little parts on it that we wouldn't mind them just having a look at. So we'll see how we go.
We're toying with the notion of getting a third reef. That 42 knot banger that we got on the first day, it kind of made the need for another reefing point fairly obvious, or fairly worthwhile investment. where the sail ripped, and he straight away looked at that webbing. He took one look at it and he's like, yeah, that's not really good webbing. That's not what we use. Like we don't. Yeah, he showed me what they have, and it's about twice as thick and made of a different material.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I mean, it just failed. It didn't show any signs of fray or wear. So I don't know whether it was bad stitching, bad webbing, or a combination. So, and then another man's going to talk to us. It was about a third reef. They'll give us a call in about half an hour. So yeah, good. Hopefully it all turns out for the better.
Unfortunately, the work was going to take a few days longer than initially planned. So for now, we were stuck at anchor, which we weren't too unhappy about given the beautiful surroundings.
You can't spearfish. I think you can hand line or rod fish here, but I'm desperate to have some seafood, so we're going to do a cook-up of some kind. It's nice to support the locals.
We are preparing the evening's meal.
Oh, looks good.
With some plantain and some black beans and a salad.
So it's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful morning in Bequia. Today's the day we load the human cargo aboard the Millennial Falcon. We've been very fortunate to sort of loiter around Khiara's mother's hotel room. It's right on the water, it's lovely, it was a beautiful time, and it's the closest thing to civilization Khiara and I have had in a year, maybe, I don't know. So we got a hot shower, we got to sit in some air conditioning on a nice soft couch. Like it was a nice little reset. Anyway, now they're joining our little world. So it's gonna be a full house for the next 3 weeks. We've been frantically trying to get the V-berth, you can see through there, into a state that they can sleep in it, and it's been an exercise. You only realise how much rubbish you accumulate when you need to find a home for like people. So it's been an exercise, but no, it's all going well so far. And actually, this is well timed. They've just pulled up.
So when you get up, it's just on here, next step on here, and then go up.
You leave your flip-flops in here?
Yeah, I leave my flip-flops in here.
Do I stand on that or not? Yep.
Perfect. Good job. Yay, we don't need the old person step. Yay!
Maybe after a few gin and tonics we might, I don't know.
After a few hours of settling onto the boat and going for a swim, we were keen to show our guests a new experience, eating a freshly caught lobster. We now have a lobster.
Poor little lobster, it's just like...
And a very frantic Khiara who's not entirely sure what to do now.
She put it on my head, didn't she?
So Adam agreed to look after the lobster, yet he is now somewhere around the boat just swimming about happily.
Meanwhile, I'm like stuck with the baby, the lobster as the case may be. We bought this pan for like $2 at an op shop in America, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna use it all the time for lobster. I better buy a really big pan. Second time I've used this pan.
I read this like in a book when I was a child, that you just put it in a pot of water and slowly bring it to the boil and it like gently goes to sleep.
Should we give it a go?
Oh my god.
Okay, water's already on the boil. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, I don't like this. What if he doesn't like his bath?
What if he...
Oh my god, what if it activates him?
What the girls didn't know at this stage was that I had asked the man who I bought the lobster from to kill it before I took him. That lobster was as dead as a doorpost.
It's like the alien. It's much more enjoyable being served lobster. Just looking over. So Adam bought this lobster from a man in a boat, gave us the lobster and then jumped in the sea to go for a little swim.
And I said to him, I was like, can we not just buy this another day? We literally like just going in for a swim. And he's like, no, he might not have it tomorrow.
So don't worry, I'll sort it out. Just hold it for a sec. We're just like, cooking with Khiara. Here's a fun fact. Only 50% of lobster purchases actually don't know how to cook live lobsters. We're not alone.
Surprise, surprise!
Why would 50% of people buy a lobster and have no idea how to cook it? It's very brave.
I think we are examples of that.
That's so true.
Why would you do that?
Oh, what idiots! Oh, hang on.
So the plan, I think, for this monster is I'll take the tail. I've just boiled it to, one, make sure it's completely done for, two, to cook it partially. So I'm gonna like wrap it in tin foil with some garlic, some oil, some butter, some herbs, and then let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow I'll do it on the grill and let it kind of stew in that butter, and that should be really good. Usually I'm not like, I don't know, I've actually had a bit of a like, I think I've grown as a person in Beckway. Beckway's changed me. I used to be.
We've been here for?
Yeah, 2 days ago. I used to be really, I won't say anti-buying seafood, because I feel that it's like lazy. I feel like if you can't catch it, you don't deserve it. But then I was also very frustrated by the fact that there's very few places left in this stretch of water to forage, because totally understandably it's all protected for good reason. And St Vincent Grenadines is peculiar in that it's not necessarily protected, but it's illegal for non-locals to fish here. And I read a book in in Nona, Khiara's mother, I read a book in her hotel yesterday that sort of talks about the fishing history and the heritage here, and just the way that they all grew up fishing and hunting lobster and whatnot, and kind of got me thinking. It's like, well, what else would that poor bloke do if he couldn't sell these lobster? And I was like, if I go down there with, like all the other cruisers out here, we've all got all the gear and no idea, and we just go out and shoot anything that moves and just pluck whatever we can get, and come back and cook it up and have a great story and then move on down the line. It's like, well, old mate can't make his living, so I'm sort of realigning my perception on that. And you support the local economy, and they're really pleasant and they're really friendly, and they charge fair prices, and that's how they get by. And if the alternative is this place no longer, like if you don't support that economy, they have to make a living another way, which means cruise ships, it means like fast food, it means, and I think cruise ships do come here, but it's going to take away from the authenticity of the place. So it's all part of the big picture,
Oh my god.
How do we do?
Did pretty well. I reckon that wasn't too bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
We are just eating some now. So we've woken up this morning and it's an awesome day, beautiful blue sky, and we are going to actually check out Beckway. So we're going to explore the place a little bit. We thought that we would head over to a place called Moonhole, and it's just around the cliffs around there, and it's a house kind of built into the rocks apparently. So we're going to go there and see if we can do a little bit of snorkeling.
After realising that the Moonhole was a bit far for our little overloaded tender, we decided we'd finish up our snorkeling and go to the beach.
What was that? I specifically said, wait till I say and get clear of the boat and let Khiara and I do the rest. Khiara and I drag the boat on the beach and turn around, and there's two corpses flopping around in the tide.
So we've come back to the boat for some lunch, and we're going to now go to shore. We're going to go check out, see if our sail is done. We asked them to put a third reef in the sail, and so we'll see how the progress is on that. Oh yes, I was just wondering, that's my sail there, and I was wondering how you're going with it. Tomorrow morning, or tomorrow by...
Tomorrow is before 12. You should be able
Before 12ish? Okay, cool. Alright, we'll come back tomorrow. No problems. Thanks, guys. Cheers. Having struck out with the sailmaker, we then decided to just go and explore.
Next month.
Next month, right. I feel like you've done this before. Yeah. You look very professional at that.
Oh wow, that was
Oh,
good
thank you
play.
so much. Bunch of coconuts and Oh, awesome.
So that is just quintessential Beckway. That is 100% what it's like around here. If you walk down the road with a smile on your face and you look curious enough at a man who's just gardening, he's just cleaning up coconuts, which were ripe for the season for a hotel. He just yells at you, going, "Hey mate, you want a coconut?" And you go, "Yeah." 4 freshly made, ripe, beautiful coconuts. He didn't expect anything in return. He was just being nice, having a chat. He's like, "I'm gonna chuck these in the bin," and you guys look really fascinated by the coconuts. And so now we're walking through a lovely trail, looking at a lovely view. We've had a great exchange with a man who just gave us something because he knew that it would make us smile. And that pretty much summarizes Beckway. That I just really love it here. The people are great, the culture is great. I love it here. I really love it here.